After the success of Warriors, they wrote a six-book sequel series entitled Warriors: The New Prophecy. The overall story is that humans are destroying the forest. The warrior cats are forced to travel a long way to a new home by a lake. They struggle with life in the new territory. I think the series started off weak, as the first two books are pretty bad. The series got better as it went on, and I liked it a little more than the original series, although the original had a much stronger ending. This series jumps ahead a generation. I didn't like that premise so much. All of my favorite characters from the original series got shoved into the background in favor of the new characters. It took me too long to get used to the new cast. The original series focuses on only one character, Firepaw. That works really well as we follow his epic journey from a house cat to the savior of the forest. In contrast, this series has 7 main characters. Each book focuses on 2 of them. I don't think the series did a good enough job of juggling all these main characters. Poor Tawny Pelt and Feathertail mostly get ignored. Stonefur, Crowfeather, and Squirrelpaw get 1 book each. Brambleclaw gets 4 books, and Leafpool gets half of every book. I hope you like Leafpool, because she's basically the main character of the series. Leafpool's okay, but I think she was overused. She presents a unique perspective on clan life because she's a medicine cat, not a warrior. But she's limited in what she can do because medicine cats are supposed to stay in their dens all day long. They're not allowed to fight or fall in love or even leave camp for too long. Although she constantly breaks that rule. Like everybody else in the series, Leafpool has a habit of being right by the border whenever something interesting happens in another clan. In contrast, Brambleclaw's story is the more exciting one. He risks his life in battle constantly. He's got strong internal conflict, although I never truly believed he would turn evil. Plus, his story is the one with the main villain. The series ends almost immediately after Brambleclaw defeats his villain. Here's an overview of the books. Book 1 is pretty slow. It's mostly an introduction to the new characters and a general introduction for new readers who don't know what the Warriors world is like. It's nice to have a refresher on how the clans are organized and the ways they interact, but that didn't have to be a whole book. They could have done it in 50 pages or less. Also, the clan interactions are a bit weird in retrospect because they're very nice and friendly. They don't fight. Normally these clans declare war on each other all the time. There's a prophecy which brings the 6 cats together. The cats have no idea what they're going to do next until they get a second prophecy telling them to go to the ocean. Why couldn't that have been the first prophecy? They spend half the book traveling through human territory until they meet Midnight the Badger, who talks like Jedi Master Yoda. She warns that the forest will be destroyed. In Book 2, the traveling cats go back home. It takes them the entire book because they stop to spend time with a group of cats called the Tribe of Rushing Water. They're similar to the warrior cats, although they live in the mountains and they follow different rules. They're a lot more peaceful because they don't have other clans to fight with. The tribe is being attacked by a mountain lion. Our heroes help kill the mountain lion. Feathertail dies in the grand battle. Back at home, humans start construction on the forest. Things go badly for the cats, but the clans refuse to cooperate. A villain named Hawkfrost starts gaining power in River Clan, and several cats are captured by humans. In Book 3, the traveling cats return home, but thanks to another poorly worded prophecy, their message is not heeded for quite some time. The clans argue over what to do about the forest's destruction. None of them want to leave. There's a daring rescue to free the cats who are trapped in human cages. Graystripe is captured by the humans during the rescue, and that's sad. I really like Graystripe. But the series more or less had to get rid of him to make room for Brambleclaw as the new ThunderClan deputy. Brambleclaw doesn't become deputy until book 6, though. The drama over replacing Graystripe is stretched out for a super long time. Things go from bad to worse when winter hits the forest. Multiple cats die. Humans demolish ShadowClan's camp. There's a big rush to evacuate before they're all killed. The cats officially decide to leave the forest. They have a hard time surviving in the mountains until they reach the tribe of Rushing Water. The tribe helps them recover to the point where they can reach their new home. I thought the New Prophecy series was a little disjointed. It feels like 2 separate trilogies, not a full 6-book series. There's a pretty clear divide here between books 3 and 4. Book 3 completes the story. They've finished the prophecy, the clans have united, and they've reached their new home. Book 4 introduces a bunch of new stories. The clans go back to being enemies. There's a new prophecy to worry about. Brambleclaw becomes good friends with his half-brother Hawkfrost. They both share dreams where they meet their evil father Tigerstar. I wish some of these things had showed up in the first half of the series. It would have made slightly more sense for Brambleclaw to bond with Hawkfrost when all the clans were united. There's also new love drama in the second half of the series. Squirrelflight breaks up with Brambleclaw. Crowfeather confesses he loves Leafpool, which is a forbidden romance. It's also weird because they barely know each other. In Book 4, our heroes explore the new territory by the lake. They find great places for each clan to live. They argue a lot over where the clan boundaries should be. They eventually decide to hold gatherings on a small island and to use a moon pool as a replacement for the moonstone. The leader of Wind Clan, Tallstar, dies. Shortly before his death, he picks One Whisker as his replacement, even though Mudclaw was next in line. Mudclaw leads a rebellion with the help of Hawkfrost. ThunderClan sides with One Whisker, and the rebellion fails. In Book 5, Squirrelflight gets a new boyfriend named Ashfur. Kitty Pets attack ShadowClan. RiverClan has an outbreak of disease. 4 human cats join ThunderClan. Crowfeather and Leafpool keep trying to meet in secret. They decide to run away forever. But they decide to come back when they learn an army of badgers is attacking ThunderClan. There's a big battle. Fortunately, the badgers are defeated, and Leafpool decides not to date Crowfeather after all. In Book 6, Squirrelflight gets back together with Brambleclaw. The clan deals with dangerous fox traps, and the 4 human cats temporarily run away. Hawkfrost quarrels with Stonefur because he thinks Stonefur is a threat to his success. It's revealed that Hawkfrost faked a sign from the warrior cat ancestors in order to get his sister picked as a medicine cat. Brambleclaw is made the clan deputy, and he realizes his family is evil. It's about time. Hawkfrost prepares an evil trap to force Brambleclaw into killing Firestar. Brambleclaw refuses, and he has a fight to the death with Hawkfrost. While it's a strong end to Brambleclaw's story, there's not much in the way of resolution for the other main characters. Squirrelflight, Crowfeather, Tawnypelt, and Stonefur. Leafpool does show up a lot, as usual, but she doesn't get a big resolution. Here are my scores for the books. Books 3 and 5 were my favorites as they had the most storylines. Things were constantly happening in those books. They were fast-paced, full of action. In contrast, the first 2 books were my least favorites because they were slow. It was mostly 450 pages of cats traveling through unfamiliar territory. I wish the series had started with the prophecy about the forest being destroyed. There is no need for them to travel a long distance to get the prophecy. They could have done that at home and skipped most of the first 2 books. My overall score for the series is a 6.5 out of 10. That is slightly higher than my overall score for the first series, which was a 6.16 out of 10. While I like this series better, I have a feeling the first series will be more memorable for me.